Hello and welcome to another video on my YouTube channel. My name is Joris and today I am here with the update for the YUH-portfolio for August of 2025. So it's the 12th month that I'm putting 200 Swiss francs into my YUH-portfolio. So I'm on it for 1 year right now, and in total I have now 3,181.09 Swiss francs. And as you can see from the title, I bought 6 extra shares of Shell. So I'm fueling my dividends a bit more with the dividends that are going to come in by Shell. And Shell is a quarterly paying dividend company. So I'm really happy about that. And as always, the 200 Swiss francs came in on Monday morning. And yeah, I try to be as consistent as I can be. So on the day that my wage hits my account, my checking account, I immediately transfer it. As soon as I wake up, in fact, I transfer it because it's not automatically to my YUH-portfolio. 1 hour or 2 hours later, it hits my YUH-account, and that's always on time to buy in the beginning of the day my share that I want to have. This time I decided to buy Shell, and you will see in a minute why I picked Shell. And the numbers are from the 25th of August. So I know that the past 2 days the stock market went down and quite significantly. So I will show that as well at the end of the video. So although I was above 3,100 for a bit, I'm not anymore, or just about 3,100 right now. So it came down a bit, but that's okay. And we can look at my quadrant overview that I make always a day before I buy my shares. And I always make a buyable quadrant, and once again Volkswagen is there because yeah, Volkswagen with a PE below 8 and it still is 6.26. It was 103 euros or something like that on Thursday evening. So still buyable. It would have been the highest price that I would have paid for Volkswagen, but if no other stocks were buyable, I will always buy a Volkswagen for sure. Then AB InBev, they moved down quite a bit, and the previous month I said I will buy AB InBev if it stays down like that. It came up and it was a close call. It's still just below the PE that I'm aiming for of 18, but yeah, Shell was just so way better because the earnings per share actually increased. On Yahoo Finance, it's not updated yet, but it increased quite a lot. And if you look then at the PE value of Shell, normally it trades around 12 and a half, and now it's 10.66. So even though it moved up compared to my last buys, it's still a buy in my book. BKW also presented great results. They missed a bit on earnings because, yeah, they, how should I say it? They are just playing around with the numbers a bit. They still say that they are going to hit the overall numbers for 2025. So I'm not too worried about BKW at all. We also received a slight reduction in our fee for our electricity here in Switzerland. But on the other hand, they split up the network costs, and for people that are privately attached to BKW, and you can't change because it's where you live that determines whether or not you are with BKW or another company. There the cost increased in fact with 61 francs in total for us. So in order to make that up, I need to use more electricity, and that's again good for BKW. So yeah, it's a bit annoying that for companies the total costs remain the same, because the split there, when you add them up, it's just the same cost as before. But for private people being at BKW, they are screwed and they need to pay 61 francs more per year. So they make a lot of fuss about the fact that you need to pay less for the electricity, but even if you are an average family and you take up the average amount of electricity, you still pay around 21 francs more to BKW. So in that regard, when I read the letter, I said, okay, as a shareholder, it's good, but as someone who is actually also needing to pay the 21 francs, that's not okay for me because I still don't earn enough dividend from BKW to make up for that as well. So I'm screwed as well. But okay. DHL, I was hesitating to buy more of DHL, but they then announced that they were not taking on all deliveries to USA. They are still taking deliveries to USA, but yeah, they are still not sure how it's going to go, what the complete rules are for the tariffs and the custom handling of the packages. But now they said, okay, when it's under $100, it goes as normal. And when it's above, you need to use DHL Express. And then 2 days later, I also received a mail from DHL saying that from the 1st of October till half of February, we are going to have to pay an increase of 0.15 euros per kilogram or Swiss francs per kilogram of that the package weighs as a as a fee because it's really busy around the time of New Year. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. So I'm not that sure whether or not I did the right thing to not buy DHL yet, but I'm certainly hoping that it goes down more and more, and that by the end of September I can pick up some more DHL. Probably not the whole 200 euros or Swiss francs I'm going to put in towards DHL then, but we will see. Then you have the buyable but needs to drop. So Nestle moved over from the buyable category to the buyable but needs to drop. It was just below the PE value of 18, but because AB InBev was a little bit lower, I put in AB InBev to the buyable category and moved over Nestle to the other one. Siemens, yeah, it's a great company, but always too expensive. And if you remember Siemens in the .com area, then it moved up quite a lot as well. And then when the .com bubble burst, it came tumbling down. So I'm really careful about that one. I don't think it's going to be hit that hard like in 2000, 2001, but still I'm always cautious about that. Then you have AXA with a PE of 12.45 right now. So a little bit over the PE value of 12 that I'm aiming for. But insurers are really going great the past year. So yeah, it's really difficult not to put a higher number here for the PE. And then you have Holcim. Now the EPS is actually known on Yahoo. It's still not changed. And you see that Holcim is still cheaper than Emrise. Emrise has an EPS of 1.93, and yeah, it's quite expensive right now, so I'm also still waiting to buy some more Emrise. And then you have Accor. It's going down, but not enough for me yet, so I hope it goes down even more. It was lower, it was 18.4 2-3 days earlier. So yeah, it's always the case that around the 25th, the 23rd till the 25th, it's moving up quite good, Accor, and that's why I never am able to pick it up okay, it didn't reach 17, but that's just the way it is. Then you have the buyable but category, and there everything in fact stayed just the same as the previous month. So I'm not going to go into that even more. Logitech, the earnings per share was a little bit moved down, but yeah, I think that's also normal because of the tariffs that people are starting to doubt whether or not they are going to get to the earnings per share that they announced earlier. And then you have the not buyable because, and there also everything stayed the same. Infineon even became more expensive. Eni as well. I'm not understanding Eni at all. And Enel from Italy, yeah, it increased its debt once again. So it was a little bit lower the previous quarter, so it moved up once again. And I don't like to see that, so I want it to go down. And yeah, it's moving in the wrong direction. And yeah, Eni and Enel, they are moving up in on the Italian market. I think they have just a shortage of good stocks there, because I wouldn't buy Eni and Enel at all right now. Too bad, because they are great companies, but Enel has just so much debt, and Eni has a too high payout ratio, so it's yeah, no buy for me. Bayer as well, it's moving up like crazy on the German stock market. And okay, that there are good signs, but so far the earnings per share is still negative. No amelioration in sight just yet. So I think a lot of people are aiming for other things, maybe a takeover of some parts, but yeah, I don't like to see it how it is going now. When I see improvements, I can definitely see me moving buyer from this category, just like BASF to the buyable but category. But for now, it's staying where it is. So I bought Shell 6 pieces for 31.22, and it's now my biggest position after Nestle. And as I said, I hoped AB InBev stayed down, but it didn't. So yeah, I was searching for another bargain, and now I'm really happy that I picked up 6 extra pieces of Shell. I know that I bought it before at 29.25 and 28.83 euros. So there my buys were even cheaper than now, but it is still pretty cheap in my book. And the Q2 results were reported as well. They had 4.3 billion in earnings and 11.9 billion in cash flow from operating activities. And they initiated their 3.5 billion share buyback program. So that's also a really good thing for shareholders, because when they do that and they destroy the shares, you get a higher equity stake in Shell, and this means that the earnings per share moves up, and also there is room for increasing the dividends per share. So that's always nice. They also achieved 0.8 billion in structural cost reductions during the first half of the year, and they had also a milestone because they had their first LNG cargo from its LNG Canada facility, and they also started the production in their FPS Alexandre de Gusmaio in Brazil. So they're nothing but great news, in fact, from Shell. So I'm not surprised that yesterday it moved up, and today, okay, it came down again to more or less the price that I bought it at. But yesterday it was the best performing stock in my YUH-portfolio. Today it was Swatch, because yeah, they aren't so bad in they aren't doing as bad as thought in America. They in fact said today that they are doing great in America, even though the tariffs are active, but they know the way around it and they can handle the tariffs they set. So people were happy and it moved up quite a lot. And yeah, as a shareholder, I can't complain about that at all. So on the 25th of August, I added 200 Swiss francs to my account. In total now, there is 2,900 Swiss francs deposited in my account. So even though 200 Swiss francs doesn't seem to be a lot, after 1 year, together with the 500 initial deposit in my YUH account, there is almost 3,000 Swiss francs deposited in my account. The total on the YUH is 3,181.09. That was on Monday evening. And yeah, here you can see I received 5 Swiss coin again, and this was the conversion, but I still had a little bit of euros left from the ENG dividend that I received in September, so or in the beginning of August, and that was 1.49 euros or 1.40 Swiss francs. So the rest for the euros came from converting Swiss francs into euros. And now I have still a balance of 48.89 Swiss francs. This means that the previous time when I deposit 200 Swiss francs, I will almost have to my deposition, to my availability to invest about 250 Swiss francs. This is my portfolio right now. Not right now, on the Monday evening. And Swatch Group was still in the red. It was a little bit lower in the red than my update where I said that I'm finally above 3K for my YUH-portfolio. And yeah, Nestle 8.43 Swiss francs only up. I think there it's a keep for a really long time, and as the years go on, you will see here larger and larger green numbers appearing because Nestle is really cheap right now. Then you have Shell, my second largest position right now. Then Volkswagen came down a little bit today and yesterday as well. But yeah, everything is in the green. So except Swatch, and Swatch performed really well today. And then we have the Swiss coins, so the crypto in my YUH account. You always get it for free, so every trade you get 5 Swiss coin, and now I am at 345 Swiss coin. It also moved up once again this month, so from 1.924916 cents to 1.948006 cents. And this means that I have now a value of 6.72 Swiss francs in Swiss coin. So if we round it up, and you can see here the graph, it's from Getquin, not from the YUH-portfolio, because even though it was the end of the trading day, when I took all the pictures on my YUH-portfolio, the graph wasn't updated to represent more or less the current value of my portfolio. And it was 3,125 or something like that. You will see it in a few seconds. But it was still 2,900 and a bit, and I really don't like that, so I took the graph of Getquin. So the cash position 48.89. Invested so far I have 2,904.06, and the investments make up 3,132.20 in total. Of those, stocks make up 3,125.48 and the crypto 6.72. So the current profit and loss on the stocks is 221.42 Swiss francs or plus 7.62%. And even though this number is more or less the same as the update from the 3K update, you can see that my plus value is way lower. It was 8% and a bit, in the 3000 Swiss francs video, but it's always because I deposit 200 Swiss francs, I immediately invest it, and then of course, yeah, those 200 Swiss francs, they didn't went up, they didn't went down, so I lower my overall plus on my YUH account. So this number is always a bit deceiving. I need the total weighted return of my portfolio, but you only get it when you pay for Getquin, and I don't think it's worth paying for that. So the overall thing is, you see, it's moving up and it's above the dotted line, so I'm in the green, and I'm really happy about that. And you can also see that I'm up 384.09 Swiss francs. It should be 281.09. So I had a typo here. I missed the 4 for the 1, I think. Yeah, the 4 is above the 1, so I'm sorry for that. But it's 9.69% that I'm up there, and 52.82 Swiss francs comes from dividends, and that's 18.6%, and 228.27 comes from appreciation of my current dividend portfolio that I have. And then the final thing before I go to the Getquin overview, right now I'm receiving 40.44 Swiss francs brutto dividend from my YUH-portfolio and 82.06 euros from my YUH-portfolio. And with a conversion, so 1 euro is then equal to 0.937 on Monday. This means that I will receive next year in total, if I don't change anything to my portfolio stocks, that I will receive 117.33 Swiss francs. And that's a current yield of 3.75% and a yield on cost of 4.04%. And you can see here, Shell, because I added 6 stocks, now in total I will receive 17.63 euros in total brutto from Shell. And the total net dividend received so far is 33.51 euros and 19.88 Swiss francs. And on the previous page you saw that's in total with a conversion rate 52 point, how much was it? 52.82 Swiss francs. And that's of course without the anticipatory and the withholding tax deducted. So these dividend values, the net dividend is with everything deducted already. And then we can move over to the Getquin portfolio. So if you look at that, here I updated it today. Okay, I'm just above 3,100 once again. It was 3,099 before I started recording this video. So now it's moved up a little bit once again. So it was 3099.40 a little bit earlier. And here you can see, yeah, Nestle only down 0.83%, 0.20%, so 0.83 Swiss francs today. And yesterday it moved up, so a good buy, I think. And then you have DHL, also not that much down, but yesterday it was down quite a lot. And you can go here, watch that swatch, only one stock, and it moved up 8.80 Swiss francs, or a plus of 6.21%. So just the fact that they said that everything is going great in America, that their sales are going good, and that they don't have a lot of problems with the tariffs so far, and that they can deal with it, makes that the stock jumps up 6% in one day. So that's really great, but all the rest is in fact in the green. So in the red. You have Logitech in the green, Swatch in the green, AXA in the green, and all the rest is in the red. So not that great at all. Still the dividends, you can only see 2025, and so far it says how much did we receive? Does it say it? Not immediately. I should receive 81.38 Swiss francs in total, and total received here says 70.27 Swiss francs. Of course, with all the taxes deducted, it's 52.28. And in September, I will receive the dividend for Logitech next. And normally the Shell dividend will come in as well on the 22nd of September. So 2 dividends coming up in September. Looking forward for that. And then I need to wait until December to receive the other part of Shell, the last dividend of the year. And yeah, it's really nice to see it. Where can I see, in fact? Oh yeah, it is like this. I hear my total return. Here it says 280.69 Swiss francs. So not that huge of a difference with what I'm calculating here. So here I have 281.09. So my typo here, excuse me for that. But yeah, it's looking great. So with that being said, I thank you for watching to this video. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hitting that like button helps out the channel enormously as well. And see you in the next one on my YouTube channel. Bye!